friends, happy April. I wanted to kind of do a monthly review. So what that would look like for me as I sit down and kind of review this stuff is to go through my goals, go through what went well last month and what didn't go so well, and kind of establishing what I would like to change for the coming month and what that's going to look like. For my previous goals, pretty much since the beginning of 2022, everything has been kind of written in Notion. For a while that really worked for me and I really liked it, and I really like using Notion for other things, particularly with like my freelancing stuff. It keeps kind of everything organized and I can make like a whole table of like everything that I'm doing, and it really like works for me that way. But in terms of having a goal system set up in here, I don't really have one, and the one that I do have isn't very effective, and so I kind of want to go back to just basic pen and paper, just like the analog system that is tried and true, really. That's just kind of how I like to do things. So that will be my goals. And then I have my financial stuff. My monthly reviews are kind of bare minimum, mostly because I am paid very sporadically because I am a freelancer, and so money is coming in at weird times, and I just, it's easier for me to budget by the week rather than budget by the month. But I do want to kind of start keeping track in a different way the breakdown of where all my money is going, because I do have it written down in my budget book, which is basically my ARC notebook, where I do like all of my budget. I write that all by hand. I have the worksheet that I use, and it is up on my Etsy shop, but I will show it here too, and some of the other systems, lists, and all that stuff that I use to keep track of that, because yeah, it's a hot mess. I'm not really gonna touch like my email or my Notion for now, mostly because I feel like that's just like an overwhelming amount of work to do, and I've done kind of most of the kind of transferring over of my goals and all of that stuff. If you would like to see a video about how I use my Notion for like freelancing stuff, I can do that too, but as of right now, I just kind of want to keep it at the bare minimum. Hey, why is this like this? Notion just kind of did a update. I still want to play around with that and see kind of what is new and different, kind of rework that system. The first thing that I want to do is my goals. So I've written them down in my, what used to be my bullet journal turned something else. I don't really know. Now it's just gonna house this stuff. So I split things up based on kind of area of my life. It's my birthday month, so that's why there's some decoration there, but I will put it up right here. Some of the goals kind of overlap, and so they kind of can fit wherever, but this is how I broke it up for now. So my personal goals include reading 5 books. 5 kind of seems like a reasonable number for me because I kind of read dense, heavy books that are not quick to read. I kind of want to start reading quick, just easy reads that I can turn my brain off and just kind of like get absorbed into a story instead of what I've been reading. Yeah, so I have to explore what interests me in that way. Yeah, 5 books for now. Maybe next month I'll up that a little bit. And then my personal goal, that isn't really a goal, just kind of more of a reminder to treat myself for my birthday. It doesn't necessarily have to be on my birthday, but I do have a massage book. Part of me feels like that's not a treat, that's medical. It is medically necessary for all of my body pain. We'll see how that goes. I complete my habits daily. So I have a daily habit tracker on my phone, and it's called Done. Very basic. Set up your habits. If you did it, tap it. If you didn't do it, you leave it alone. And then it has graphs and all of this stuff that will tell you kind of the patterns of how you're doing with your goal. You can kind of set it up to be once a day, something once a week, something twice a week. I want to finish those daily habits. So right now, my daily habits are stretching every day, planking planking, doing a plank for 1 minute a day, reading every day, no impulse buys. So things that I have to buy kind of don't fall under this category, but other things that I shouldn't be buying and I don't fall under the needs category, then that counts. So I want to go like a whole month of no spend if I can. And I would like to journal, which has been hard for me lately. I've kind of been going back and forth. I think this month has been kind of okay, but I haven't really been journaling every day. I did up a really pretty journal prompts sheet that I did for like anxiety and depression, so that with whatever I'm kind of feeling, I can kind of go to that list and pick something and write about that if I'm feeling really stuck. I would like to play piano every day because I have my keyboard and it is collecting dust, and I just want to get back into the habit and relearn the muscle memory. I'm not very good, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. I have another otherwise kind of be creative. So whether that is kind of drawing or writing more or whatever, I have that on here too. And those are the daily ones. I have do yoga twice a week, or post 3 times Instagram a week. And we'll see how I do with those. And for my financial goals, they're very small, pretty basic. I'd like to save $400 for my TFSA. That's all. It's a pretty low number. I haven't contributed yet this year, so I want to max it out, so I should do that. I have a TFSA max out tracker too that I've just been dying to use. Make things pretty and that motivates you. And then I want to make $100 on Etsy if I can. It's kind of a big goal right now. I don't have a lot of listings. Things are priced really low because they're just mostly printables. We'll see how close I get, but I mean, again, it's a goal. It's a lofty one. Who knows? Another financial goal that I have is not to eat out. I think I've eaten out like 4 times this month in March, and that's just too much. I don't want to be doing that. It's a lot of money that adds up, and if I can get away with not doing it, which of course I can, I'd like to not do that. Maybe I'll just delete the apps off my phone. And then I would like to cut a subscription out of my budget. I don't know if that's realistic. I don't really pay for a ton. I do have both Spotify and Apple Music. Do I need both? I don't know. So we're gonna look and go through that list and kind of see if there's anything worth cutting. For my health, I would like to kind of go for a walk 3 times a week now that it is getting nice out here and it's spring and the sun's coming out and the days are longer. Getting outside, getting some natural vitamin D, getting just some fresh air will be kind of positive, good for my mental health, good for kind of my productivity too. I would like to do like 1 Pilates class online per week. I'm not really going back in studios for anything. If I could just do 1 online class even. I would like to cut back on sugar. I don't know if I can cut it out entirely. I'm a little bit of a sugar addict. I wrote down here, cut back on sugar, more fruit, less chocolate. Truth. Nothing truer. And then social media. This one is hard. I hesitate kind of making social media goals, especially when it's kind of concerned with number of followers, because I think that it's easy to kind of get too invested and too wrapped up and kind of focus too heavily on that. I don't know if it's like the anxiety in me or if I'm just really, really hard on myself most of the time. I don't want to become so attached to kind of tracking these numbers. I have some follower goals, I have some posting goals of like how often I would like to be posting. I don't think I'm gonna share the numbers just because I'd like to see if it happens organically. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna try it. And then freelance and work. There are certain clients that I have that I would like to make more money with. So they're part of my goal, working more, growing that relationship. I don't know why I put this under work when really it could fall anywhere, but I would like to grow my Medium. I write on Medium as well, and I like doing that because it's for me. I write for clients and for other people all the time. I want to focus more on writing for myself. I write about mental health, psychology stuff, write about history. I'm not writing for someone else in mind. It's just kind of like what I want to be writing, what I want to put out there, what I want to produce content-wise. So for now, those are my goals for the month. For finances, I like to spend in cash just because I can't be trusted with a card right now. That's just my life. We're dealing with it. So I have made like trackers and stuff that I can kind of keep on top of things, visualize them, and also just kind of like gamification, right? But like anyone else, money is digital. Like it goes in my bank account, it's online, everything gets paid online pretty much, except for like my everyday spending. Do my budget weekly because I get paid sporadically. And then when I get paid, I take out the money that I need to take out that I've allocated for household stuff, like cleaning stuff or personal care stuff. I do take out money to save, but I don't keep it very much in cash. Once I get to a certain amount, I put the cash back in the bank and then transfer it to my other bank that has all my savings accounts. I also have just some kind of like reference sheets in there. Like I list out all of my bills because I'll forget them. I also put them in my Google Calendar because I was getting that bad. And there would sometimes be like, oh, wait, my electricity came out this day and I forgot about it. And that's annoying. It's a little redundant having them in my Google Calendar, but also on my spreadsheet. It's what works. It's how my brain is. I have some of my really nice trackers in here too, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun filling those out. And then I have my expense trackers where if I spend money on anything, I write it down and then I can see where my money's going, what I'm spending my money on, what category it's kind of falling into, and that way I can kind of adjust my budget as we go. I've completely stopped using my credit card. That's just a decision that I've made for myself for now. Cash it is for a little while. I don't really want to show the numbers right now. I'm valuing my privacy right now, and maybe that will change. Who knows? We'll see. Right now, that is the system that I am using when it comes to money goals. That is kind of dependent upon what I have coming up. So I save money for big things. There are some things that I spend money on like for a year. My car registration, you pay that once a year. And so I like to put a little bit of money away every month so that when November comes and I'm like, oh yeah, I have to re-register my vehicle. That's a thing I have to do. I have the money that I've already put aside as opposed to having to find $100 in the moment, which I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's nice when it doesn't interrupt your cash flow. Yeah, so this is kind of still in its infancy. I'm still figuring out how this is going to go. I'm really happy with the system so far. I'll keep you updated if you're interested. If you have book recommendations, please leave them down below. I need mindless, just good books, stories that you can just get absorbed in, because I've been reading a lot of nonfiction, which is fine, but it can be dense and it can be a lot. I've been on a history kick for like the last few months, and so that's what I've been reading, learning a lot. But when you're reading history, it can be very academic sometimes, and that is a lot of brain power, especially if you're like reading right before bed. Regardless, if you have any favorites, leave them below. I want to read them. Please. Yeah, I will leave all of my social media down below. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, or you'd like to see any process that I go through for my freelancing stuff or anything else, my Notion, my new Google Calendar setup, if you'd like to see that, cool, let me know in the comments and I can make that happen. In the meantime, I'm hoping to get a couple more vlog, mixed types of videos out. Really love your feedback, just to hear your thoughts. All of my socials are linked below, and all of my links, everything I think is down there. It should be down there. That is it for this video, but thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe if you have not. I will see you in the next video.